Here's my review of The Color Purple. There will not be any spoilers here other than the one warning that I need to let you all know is that it is a musical. 2 warnings. And it is not a continuation of the original Color Purple. I would say it was more of an expansion with a few songs thrown in. Overall, the costumes were amazing. Period timepiece, perfect. The props and scenery, amazing. Everything was right on point. The choreography was wonderful. I love the fact that they used dancers that didn't look like professional dancers. They may have been, but they weren't the traditional dancers that you are going to see right now that are doing all of the dancing in New York. So that's where the best dancers come from. They weren't all just like a bunch of kids from Dance Theater of Harlem, and they picked dancers, it appears, dancers that were older and dancers who were not a size 0. That's what I'll say. They looked like they were actors in the movie that just happened to be able to dance. But they were really good dancers, so I know that they had to be dancers by trade, I believe. The other thing that I liked, the hair. No one looked like they were wearing a bad wig. And we've seen that a lot of times when it comes to our people and shows. I love that with Fantasia and her character. And I'm not going to say what character she is, but you probably can guess. But her character, I love the fact of that she had natural hair. The hair was more accurate than in most movies, because in most movies you'll have a time period piece that would be that time, which it was around 1908, and it went up into, I believe, the 40s, and you see characters that are from that time period, but they've got straight curly wigs on, like the straight curly hair, or it's supposed to be their hair, but their hair is straight. And during that time, they wouldn't have had straight hair, the majority of people. And certainly if you were a character that was poor and black. So I loved that one scene we could see where her hair was styled, but it was still kinky. It was still, the grade of hair that someone that would be her shade and during that time would have. And I loved how they brushed it up. You could see where they probably took a bunch of grease and brushed it up so that they could have this updo. I love that. I love that there was some redemption that was in the movie. Some redemption that was recognized and honored, because people do need to have the opportunity to ask for forgiveness, be redeemed, and for them to be forgiven. I love that. I loved Taraji in the movie. Thought she did an amazing job, and I was blown away with her singing. And I actually looked up during the movie, was she actually doing her own singing? It sounded like her voice. And it turns out that she was singing. And I saw in one interview, she said that her father had said once that, yeah, you can act, but wait until people hear you sing. And girl could sing. She did a great job. I love that they kept the song Sister in the movie. I love that. I sang that when I did pageants. I was in a state pageant for the Miss America competition, and that was the song that I sang. I won Talent All Over singing that song. So Sister, so I was in the theater singing it with her, and it was beautiful how her rendition of it was beautiful. Didn't deviate too much away from the original, which was perfect, because that's a signature song of The Color Purple. And I guess I would say lastly that overall I really liked the movie. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I tell you about all the things I liked. The one thing I wasn't crazy about, I didn't really like the songs. I love the voices and the people who sang them. I like how they sang them, but the songs were I didn't find any songs that were catchy like Sister that you would want to take away. Like you've got The Little Mermaid and you've got like a signature song in there that you want to take away. There were no new songs that were added due to the musical that you will probably hear on the radio or would ever be able to sing. It definitely was those Hollywood songs, those big theater production Broadway songs where they're basically showing that the artist can sing as opposed to trying to come up with a signature song. Like, you had Cats and you have Memory. You've got certain movies that I guess every theatrical production probably has one song that gets taken away. There were no new songs added to this Color Purple that you'd want to take away other than the song Sister. And overall, I love the movie. I think it is worth going to see. And I think it's worth going to see in the theater. So I hope that you all will go to see the Color Purple. Hope that you will enjoy it. And I hope that you will come into the comments. But please, no spoilers for those who've not seen the movie yet. No spoilers, please. But the movie was beautiful. Oh, and one last thing. It's not going to depress you. You're not going to be depressed. Because I know there are a lot of people, especially young folks, they're like, no, I saw the original Color Purple and I don't want to see the brutal scenes in the Color Purple. They are not going to be as, you're going to know things happen, but they're not going to be as visible. They're not going to be as shown. You're going to know what's happening without having to see the brutality of it. You walk away from the movie feeling happy and uplifted. The horrible things that happen in the original Color Purple, you will see some redemption and some healing from that. And you will walk away feeling uplifted as opposed to the Color Purple feeling happy at the end. Of this Color Purple, you will feel uplifted at the end. And that is my review of the Color Purple.